The cursed manor of Blackwood Hollow. The road to Blackwood Hollow was long and winding, shrouded in a mist so thick it seemed to swallow everything in its path. Towering trees, twisted and skeletal, lined the desolate road, their branches clawing at the sky like bony fingers. The Bennett family sat in uneasy silence as their car crawled up the gravel driveway leading to their new home. Then they saw it. Blackwood Manor loomed before them, a relic of forgotten horrors. Its once grand structure had been reduced to a crumbling mass of rotting wood and shattered windows, its very presence exuding a silent malevolence. The sun was setting behind the house, casting elongated shadows that seemed to move on their own. Catherine Bennett gripped the car door, her stomach churning with an unexplainable dread. She could feel it. Something was waiting inside. Something that had been waiting for a very long time. Thomas, her husband, forced a smile. "Looks better in person, right?" His voice wavered, betraying his own unease. Their children, Nathan, Sophia, and little Lily, hesitated before stepping out. The air was thick with the scent of damp wood and decay, and as they approached the iron-wrought front doors, a single gust of wind howled through the trees, whispering like a voice just out of reach. The moment they stepped inside, the house breathed. A low, almost imperceptible sigh echoed through the vast foyer, making the chandelier above tremble slightly. Dust swirled in the fading light as the floor groaned beneath their weight. Faded wallpaper peeled away like shedding skin, and the air carried the faint scent of something long dead. As Catherine took another step forward, a sharp chill crept up her spine. A feeling of being watched, of something lingering just beyond sight, pressed down on her chest like an invisible weight. Then the door slammed shut behind them. A resounding boom rattled the entire house. Lily whimpered, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Nathan and Sophia exchanged a nervous glance. Thomas chuckled nervously. "Old house," he muttered. "Just a draft." That night the shadows moved. Lily woke up screaming. Catherine rushed to her side, heart hammering in her chest. The little girl's face was pale, her tiny hands trembling as she pointed to the darkened corner of the room. "She was here," Lily whispered, her voice barely audible. "The lady with no eyes." Catherine's breath hitched. "Sweetheart, you were just dreaming." Lily shook her head violently. "She told me we can't leave." The paranormal investigation begins. With the growing disturbances, Thomas contacted a renowned ghost hunting team. Armed with an EMF reader, temperature sensors, a spirit box, and night vision cameras, they arrived, setting up their equipment in the dimly lit manor. Immediately, the EMF reader spiked erratically in the basement, a clear sign of paranormal energy. The air temperature dropped drastically to near freezing, and the team could see their breath fogging up. They turned on the spirit box, a device scanning through radio frequencies rapidly. A garbled voice crackled through the static. "Leave." Sophia's eyes widened. "Did you hear that?" Nathan, gripping the temperature sensor, watched in horror as the device showed a sudden plunge to sub-zero temperatures. The air became suffocating. A shadow darted past the hallway, caught on their night vision camera. Then the lights went out. A deafening thud echoed through the house. Heavy, dragging footsteps approached from the darkness. The spirit box flared to life again, this time with a shrill, distorted voice. "Mine." The investigators scrambled, switching on their infrared cameras. In the screen's eerie green glow, a figure emerged, a tall, gaunt woman in a tattered black dress. Her face was a hollow void, her empty sockets leaking black ichor. Catherine clutched Lily, whispering prayers under her breath. Madeline, the lead investigator, raised a talisman. By the power of... Before she could finish, the entity lunged. The house erupted in chaos. The furniture levitated, slamming against the walls. The floors buckled as deep gashes appeared, like unseen claws carving into the wood. A blood-curdling scream pierced the air, shaking the very foundations of the house. Thomas grabbed Lily as a force ripped her from his arms, her body suspended in midair. Catherine screamed, reaching for her daughter, only to be thrown backward by an unseen force. The investigators chanted frantically, their voices barely audible over the shrieking entity. "You can't stop me." Madeline hurled salt across the floor, forming a protective barrier. She raised the spirit box, demanding, "What do you want?" For a long moment, silence. Then through the static, "Isabel." Madame Seraphina Fairchild, the cursed soul of the manor. Burned alive centuries ago for her horrific rituals, she now roamed the house, her rage unquenched, and she wanted Lily. Madeline made her final stand. She recited a powerful incantation, pressing the talisman against the entity's form. The room exploded with light. Serafina shrieked, her form twisting, writhing, disintegrating into shadows. The oppressive air lifted, the whispers ceased, and the house fell silent. The family didn't wait. They fled that very night, abandoning the manor to its restless spirits. The investigators sealed the house, warning that while Serafina had been vanquished, the land itself remained cursed. To this day, Blackwood Manor stands untouched. Paranormal enthusiasts claim their EMF readers still spike near its entrance. Some hear whispers through spirit boxes, and others swear they see a shadow in the windows. And on the windiest nights, if you stand close enough, you might hear the chilling voice of Madame Serafina. I will return.